Everybody loves to complain about Spanish bureaucracy, but does it have the reputation that it deserves? Is it really that bad? To be honest, I haven't really dealt with much bureaucracy in other countries. I left the US when I was pretty young, too young to have to interact with the government much, so I don't have a lot to compare it to. But I do have a strong feeling that the red tape in Spain is somehow special. Let's investigate, if you will, the mysteries of Spanish bureaucracy. Hey everybody, it's Daniel. This is Spain to Go, episode 49. So welcome back to the best podcast in the entire multiverse for all things Spain. The topic today is Spanish bureaucracy. The Spanish allegedly invented red tape. It's on Wikipedia. It was literal red tape that was mandated by Charles V, King of Spain and Holy Roman Emperor, who wanted to modernize the bureaucracy in the early 16th century. He was dealing with a whole empire, of course, but today the bureaucracy in Spain is still quite complicated, and we're going to talk about it. I hope you have subscribed to this podcast wherever it is you subscribe to podcasts. Give me a like, give me a review, and let's go. The quick caveat before we begin, I love caveats. As far as I can tell, none of the experiences I'm about to explain about Spanish bureaucracy are complicated by the fact that I'm also an immigrant in Spain. This is just the regular type of red tape they give to all citizens and legal residents. If you want the high-grade shit, try getting a work permit. That is an episode on the podcast. It is episode 31. Check that out if you'd like to hear about my adventures on both sides of legality. However, this is just regular day-to-day bureaucracy. So, the big question to start with: is Spanish bureaucracy designed by sadists or just idiots? Here's the story of my week so far, starting with a bit of context. Several months ago, the Spanish tax people sent me a letter saying I was under investigation. I emailed my accountant about it. He said not to worry. He'd get on the case. I pay my accountant to do bureaucracy for me because I'm self-employed, and if I had to do everything myself, I might lose my mind, or at the very least, spend all my time doing paperwork and have no time left to earn a living. Incidentally, I found out later that the EU had made it legal for the different national tax agencies to investigate anyone for any reason or for no reason, just a few weeks before I got my letter. So maybe that explains their sudden interest in me. Several days of pointless back and forth later, my accountant sends a stack of documents off to the tax people and tells me to wait for a result. I wait for weeks, then months. Finally, I decide to log on to the tax website to see if there's been an update. Maybe the letter was lost in the mail. A note about Spanish government websites. They may look and act like they were designed by a dim-witted middle schooler for a class project in 1998, but don't worry, they're not. They're actually quite expensively designed and maintained by large teams of incompetents, at great taxpayer expense. Anyhow, I can't get into the tax agency's website because I don't have an updated app on my phone to confirm my identity. Looks like my fun with red tape is just getting started. I download the app and try to confirm my identity via text message. Error! You can't confirm your identity by text message unless you've already confirmed your identity by other means. Would you like to try a video call? Well, sure. The video call tries to open on my phone. Boy, does it try. The little wheel spins and spins for several minutes, and nothing happens. Finally, I give up and click on Try Another Way. Apparently, they can confirm my identity by sending a letter to my tax address. Would I like to try that? Of course. Error. For security reasons, you can't confirm your identity by mail at your tax address. Would you like to try another way? The only way left is to show up unannounced at a government registry office to identify myself in person. So the next morning, that was yesterday, I got on my bike and rode to the office, right next to the Generalitat de Catalunya building in the center of Barcelona. Arriving at the office, I find there are no bike racks. After 15 minutes walking my bike in circles through the faux Gothic splendor of one of Europe's most touristy neighborhoods, I find a place to lock up and head back to the registry. Error! The security guard informs me that the registry office is closed. Everyone's on vacation for a week or more because of the Catalan National Day, La Diada, on September 11th. Okay, I ask, is there any other office that might be open? Sure, she says. Calle del Foc, 57. And where's that? All the way across town. I consider just waiting a week, but decide to take the bike ride. A little bureaucracy has never hurt anyone. Or has it? I'm reminded of Franz Kafka's book, The Trial, the book that permanently traumatized me after I read it in high school. But that was fiction, and I'm an adult now. So I pedal across town, a sweaty, bearded ginger on 2 narrow tires. This might not be that bad. Besides, my other plan for the day is to apply for a mortgage, so it's not like I'm going to have any fun otherwise. Several kilometers later, I'm across town in an unknown neighborhood, at a shiny new office building belonging to the Generalitat. I walk in, and the security person directs me to more security people across the lobby. I go through a metal detector, and then finally talk to my first bureaucrat of the day. She says the most dreaded sentence in Spanish bureaucracy. ¿Tienes cita? No, I don't have an appointment, but I also wasn't aware I needed one. She sighs. Well, I'll see if I can fit you in. Es que estamos a tope. That means we're full. We're working at full capacity. I look around the waiting room. There are less than a dozen people total sitting around. A Pakistani family, a couple of Chinese people, and a few generic Mediterranean types who could be local Catalans or could be Italian or Argentinian or anything else. A tope, it is not. Spanish bureaucrat number 1 gives me a number, and 10 seconds later, that number flashes on the screen, telling me to go to table 5. So I go and sit down with Spanish bureaucrat number 2. I try to explain the situation, the app, my identity, the tax agency. Okay, she interrupts. What kind of verification do you need? I explain again, the app, the tax agency, my identity. She pecks away at her keyboard for a few minutes, then takes my ID card, then gives me several papers to date and sign. Go to this website and enter this code, she says. We've verified your identity. Whipping out my phone, I enter the URL, my ID number, and the code she's given me. The security question to make sure I'm not a robot is, and I shit you not, type the name of the color from this list of words. Verde, póker, peluquería, campana extractora, espátula. I sign in, and apparently it works. Finally. Looks like we're done here. Bureaucrat number 2 gives me 14 more pages of documentation to take with me, and I ride back across town. At home, I make a cup of tea, patting myself on the back for dealing so successfully with Spanish bureaucracy. I got my ID verified, plus a bike ride across town, and all it took me was an entire morning. I'm feeling so self-congratulatory, in fact, that I nearly forgot what I needed the verification for. Oh crap, the tax people. I log into the website, ID verified. After a half a day of bureaucracy, it's time to finally get down to work. And by work, I mean more bureaucracy. That's about all I've got for today. The shocking conclusion to this story is that there was a letter on the tax website that for some reason hadn't arrived at my house, and that the tax people are coming up with new and more elaborate ways to fuck me. I sent the new letter off to my accountant, then got on the phone with my bank to talk about the documents I'll need to send them for my mortgage. In other words, a whole day wasted on Spanish bureaucracy. The high point was the unnecessary bike ride. Then, just when I thought yesterday couldn't possibly get more pointless and annoying, I remembered that I had an appointment with the dentist. I felt awful as soon as I walked in that place. What happened last time was painful, bloody, and humiliating. It's episode 29, about turning 40 and getting stoic. Anyway, that's the episode for today. Short one, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay away from Spanish bureaucracy if you can. If you can't, just realize you're going to have to dedicate some time and energy to it. It's going to be pointless. It's going to be stupid. That's life. Thank you very much to my donors. Latest donor, Jonathan from Gijón, Asturias, a beautiful, beautiful place that you should visit if you get a chance. Jonathan recommended that I put more information about where to donate on the blog at expatmadrid.com. I have done that. He says I make it difficult to know where to go. So if you want to donate, please head to expatmadrid.com/donate or click the donate button at the very top of the blog expatmadrid.com and you will find a page for donations. I appreciate it. You can donate as much as you want. You can donate enough to buy me a coffee, or you can donate enough to buy me 100 coffees. Whatever floats your boat. Jonathan would also like me to suggest that you may go to purgatory forever if you listen to this podcast and enjoy it, but do not donate. I don't know about that. I'll wait for the Pope to come down one way or another, but it is at least possible that purgatory awaits the eternal listeners and non-donors. So expatmadrid.com/donate for that. Like I said, you can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. You can leave me some stars on Spotify. You can subscribe to the podcast. You can head by YouTube and check out Learn Spanish with Daniel. You've got lots of videos that will teach you Spanish vocabulary, grammar, culture, and more. And that's about it for today. I hope you have a great day wherever it is you are in the world. Thanks for listening, and hasta la próxima. Bye.